Welcome everyone! So, as you can see behind us, oh man, what's this? The source of many a discussion, many a debate, many a drama, okay? Tier lists. Well, I wouldn't call anything over tier lists drama, it's just people disagreeing, you know? Which, you know, welcome to the internet. People are gonna disagree all the time, that's how it is. Anyways, welcome everyone. So, just to give an idea of what the agenda is today. So we have so obviously we're gonna be making a tier list at some point, right? But so we have 6 other smart big brain people joining in and giving their input and discussion, right? We're going to be talking about lots of things. Starting out with what makes a tier list good, cause so you guys think of Wu as tier list. What's the first one that comes to mind, right? The Pride tier list, the one that content creators use as a source of, again, I don't want to call it drama, but they like to make videos and talk about how they feel about it and how they disagree with it, you know? So we're gonna be, we'll start from the beginning, okay? And speaking of which, we have someone who literally works on the Pride Win stuff in the group with us, so we'll have all the perspectives, okay? We'll get it all. We'll have, it's not gonna be biased. We have people in Pride Win, we have Jinchi haters, we have Jinchi jump cancelers, we have baby simps, we have 47-year-old cult leaders, you know, we have it all, okay? So anyways, we'll get started in about 18 minutes, so I'm supposed to fill up the space with yapping. You know, guys, I was working on some really cool stuff. Really cool stuff yesterday. I don't know if you guys have seen, but hang on. Why don't I boot it up for you guys to see? Hang on. So, if you've been paying attention to the DPS calculator, right? You will notice that, hang on, let me, So the DPS calculator, on the other sheets, they used to just look something like this, right? It's just the character data. And normally people don't have a reason to really look at this unless you're actually looking to do development like I am, right? Anyways, I thought it would be nice if there was... So you know how on my videos I have all this information regarding like builds and whatever, right? I think it's kind of annoying how let's say someone is preparing for Chun-Li rerun and they want to see like my math on Chun-Li. Right now, the only way to get it is to go to the old ass Chun-Li video and then scroll to the video where it is. And again, I'm totally down for people rewatching my video, you know? But I think it's inconvenient for the user, right? Like, I wouldn't want to rewatch a video. Like, even for myself, I don't want to rewatch my own video to remember what the numbers are, you know? Like, if I were to ask myself, okay, what gain is Chun-Li's weapon? I would have to open it up and find it, you know? So think of it like this, okay? Here, now, what if these character sheets had the data on it? The data that was used in those calculations, right? So look at this. Look at the new design. This is the new design. Hang on, you can't really see it that well. It's kind of cropped off. God dang it. Hang on, well, you get the idea, right? You get the idea. You can see a lot more. You can see the sequences. You can see the graph. You can see the builds, substats. You can see damage splits, and this is personal damage split now, right? So we have a lot of numbers here. We have the weapons, all the good stuff. But you know the best part of this? You want to know the best part of this? I can generate this entire sheet. You see all the info here? I can generate this entire sheet with one click. I click once and it'll generate all of this. Okay? Well, I have to put in the rotations, obviously, you know? But now I can put in... And look, it supports dynamically changing rotations too. So like this is for Rosha, right? For Rosha, you need to change the rotation at S1 and change it again at S6. It's all supported. This is all supported. It will run through everything and change the rotation as needed. So like I could populate the sheets for other characters. Like here's Rosha, here's Carlotta, right? I still need to do the rest, but you get the idea, okay? I spent all of yesterday working on this. And I've been working up to this for a long time. Like, I knew that this is kind of like the end game of the calculator. To make it be able to crunch out all of these numbers and put it in the sheet. I've been wanting to do it for a long time, so now it works like that, and I think it's epic. Dude, you guys don't know how big this is. I literally would used to like put in S0, press the run script button, wait a minute, scribble down the number, change S0 to S1 to S2, run it, wait a minute, scribble down the number, etc, etc, etc. And then, yeah, I would run through all those calculations and like put in a weapon, put in R1, run it, put in a weapon, put in R5, run it, another weapon, R1, run, R5, run. You get the point. And then I realized, oops, I messed up the rotation. I messed up something in the rotation, or there's a bug in the calculator. And then I have to run all of it again. And so a lot of manual work in that point. And now it's all automated. It's crazy. Also, guys, stop talking about unreleased characters, okay? Stop talking about, characters that do not exist in the game, okay? Calm your tits. Calm the calamity that is your memories, okay? It does not exist, as far as I'm concerned, okay? When you guys say Cantarella, I think of, like, the Vocaloid song by Kaido, okay? Yeah, well, I don't know what the F you guys are on. But anyways, so yeah, this is the new calculator design again. You can't see the whole thing in, okay? Wait, why don't we just... Okay, here, why don't we just, actually, no, that won't work either. I haven't done brand stuff yet, guys. I spent 70 hours on freaking Baby, okay? I had to take a break from it for at least a week. Okay, so it's been a week now. And I did this. Guys, is this not the best calculator update to come ever, right? This must be the greatest update in the world, okay? You can't just run it and generate stuff out of nowhere. You need to have the framework, okay? So the brand stuff, well, I'll be working on getting that in later this week, okay? So, we'll see that when we see it, okay? Probably on Wednesday. I'll probably see you guys on Wednesday for setting up brand in the calculator. Do I sleep? I sleep like 4 to 6 hours a day, okay? And then I work on spreadsheeting for 16 to 18 hours. Well, the bitrate seems to be doing questionable, but we're not doing exactly bitrate intensive stuff here. I'm literally just sitting in front of a table and a freaking spreadsheet, you know? No, streaming is my full-time now. I don't have a job anymore. So now I do this full-time. Is my voice like this or tuned to be like this? That's just how I sound, man. Deal with it. But no, this sheet's 500 hours? No, not even. It has to be at least 1,000. I don't keep track. But it's got to be at least 1,000. It's been... How long has it been? It's been like 8 months now, right? Since Rua launched. I've been putting tons of hours into this sheet. It's powerful, you guys. You guys don't even know how powerful it is. Like, it's not doing, I'm not like averaging or doing assumptions or stuff regarding like buffs and everything. It's all calculated. The rotation is entirely simulated from the beginning. Unemployed, I mean, content creation is a job, okay? You know, I put 70 hours into that BB video. I already got $30 whole of ad revenue. That's almost 50 cents an hour, okay, guys? Epic. I think of all the instant mashed potatoes I could afford there. Anyways, God, I still need to find a way to yap for 10 more minutes. Usually it doesn't. It's not hard to freaking yap for 30 minutes, but I feel like I'm dragging it out today. I spent more time in the sheets, in the spreadsheets than I do on the streets, like in the game, you know? Oh no, you still need to put the rotation. Obviously, you need the framework. The calculator is not like an AI that will guess and check the best rotation for you, okay? You have to at least use your brain and make the rotation. Do I have a Patreon? I have a coffee. You can buy me a coffee for $1. I would greatly appreciate that. I killed the bitrate by moving the camera. Oh, I see. Yeah, the bitrate is sitting at a solid 2K right now. It's crazy. By ultimate tier list, do I mean an overall tier list that includes Rua and Viva and TOA together? No, by ultimate tier list, it's like so I said ultimate tier list because it's gonna be all the big brains coming together to make one tier list, you know? But I think it would make no sense to have one tier list for both Viva and TOA, cause it's night and day, you know. Does it work accurately for quick swap stuff? Yes, you can make quick swap rotations on here. Go crazy, okay? Go crazy. The bitrate is sus, I know, but it's okay. We're not doing a bitrate intensive Activity. Wait, hang on. Guys, how bad is it? How bad is it? Is it watchable? Or should I restart my router before the stream actually starts? It says I have a whole 1000 bit rate, 1000 to 2000. You know, this is my only ISP over here. It's a monopoly. I'm stuck with Cuckcast. Am I gonna make one of these for every patch? If people like this, then we could do more, okay? I think it could be a cool recurring content, you know? It's listenable, but yeah, I see the bitrate. It's dropping into 3 digits, okay? I mean, obviously the sound will be fine, you know? Like, I don't know if we will do this for every patch, but I mean, not every update, not every banner, right? Because, like, Rant is coming out. I don't think we need to do a whole new tier list just for Rant, you know? But we could do it because, like, every patch is like, what, 1 month or something? And should be a new TOA, a new Viva cycle, so... yeah. We'll think about it, okay? We'll see if people like this or not. And what I could also do is I could edit down a TLDR version of the live stream as a video, right? Oh, now the bitrate's dying again. Will I do a demo of how the calc works and everything? I mean, I could totally give you a demo like right here, right now, okay? I could totally give you a demo right now, okay? Here, give me a second. Okay, so if you look outside the window, you know, you can see a spreadsheet. A spreadsheet. I said a spreadsheet. Where's the spreadsheet? Excuse me. Hello? Where's the spreadsheet? Anyways, hang on a second. Why is this out there? Oh, I see. Yeah, so you can see the spreadsheet, right? So let me give you a quick demo for how to run this. So let's say you want to run like Fabi, right? Go to the rotation library. You grab this Fabi rotation in this cell, okay? Grab this thing. Go over here, import a build, paste it, really import it, Woolen script. Import build, import, watch, and just like that, watch, wait for it, wait for it, wait for it, and... okay, Google API is being complete ass right now. Come on! Okay, wait. Okay, there you go. So see, Fabi rotation, right? And now, but now there's no numbers, right? Where are the numbers? You need to run calculations, okay? Run, and then let it cook. Let it cook. And boom! Here's your number. See, it calculates every tick of everything, right? You can see it all. You can see everything. You could even see all of the fallacy of no return punches. You can see the entire buff table as the rotation progresses. You can see a list of all the buffs characters have at any one time, okay? And then all the stats and stuff are all up here. Substats, DPS, damage breakdowns, everything. Wow, so cool, you know? Anyways. That's the TLDR of how to use the calculator. Then obviously, you know, change the rotation, change the characters to whatever you want to run or whatever, you know. rotation is the most input you have to do, but honestly, sitting in front of the calculator and doing a cool rotation is pretty fun, you know? Trying to build your best rotation and get the DPS as high as possible, you know? Any chance of getting yang yang on the calculator? I've been meaning to do it, okay? It's soon TM, okay? Soon TM. I think, what? Yang yang is not on the calculator, neither is Alto. But it's okay, no one plays Alto anyways. But yang definitely. I need to get her on there. But yeah, that's pretty much been what nearly all my time has been going to these last 8 months. I sit in front of the spreadsheet for like 10 hours a day, like most of the time, okay? I should consider making a video picture guide. There is a text guide actually in the corner for how to run it, okay? Okay, anyways, we're getting started in 2 minutes. So why don't we get set up, okay? Hang on. Let's start getting set up. So again, we have 6 other people on this podcast. Hang on, I need to adjust this camera, but it's kind of awkward. Like I have to like, go into the table, you know. Okay. And is it time to hop into the call? Well, again, let me introduce everyone by name first. Okay, so let me put up the name tabs. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, get in here, everyone! Get your ass in here!
Hello!
Hello! Okay, well, 3 out of 6. Okay, so, okay, we have everyone. Nice. Okay, well, that worked like a charm. Are they all gonna have 3D models? If they had 3D models, that would be cool, but they do not. So they're 2D, okay? It's okay. We're all pretty much 2D in here, okay? So, we have Thanda, Saki, Madiba, Oigan, Sweat, and Ken. So why don't we go around this whole table and do introductions? Let's start with... Okay, so you see the layout on my screen, right? So why don't we start with Thanda and we'll go around clockwise. Everyone, you can introduce yourself.
Well, then I'll introduce myself first because that's what was said. I'm Thunda. I am a Wuthering Waves theory crafter and also a back alley content creator.
Alright, guess I'm next. So, I'm Sulky. I am a Wuthering Waves content creator. I am pretty known for quickswap stuff, and pretty much everyone knows me for my JJC tech that I popularized. So yeah.
Okay, my turn. Hi, I'm Madiba. I do war theory crafting. I'm Zani's official wife. I have the marriage certificate and everything. I'm gonna buy the ring in a few months. And yeah.
I guess you can just call me Eugene, and I'm a speedrunner and a theory crafter. Not much else to say.
Alright, hi guys, I'm Sweat. You might know me as the Pridewind guy. I've been mentioned in a few videos. Here I am, you're probably hearing my voice for the first time. Hopefully not the last. I'll maybe try to be on other people's videos. So the Pridewind label's on me. One thing I'd like to clarify, I'm my own person. I do speedruns in my spare time, so I have a bit of knowledge on them. I mostly do math for casual people though, and yeah, I work on the website, I do the tier list, reviews, etc. So yeah.
Okay, so it's me. I don't know if I am. Hello, my name is Kim, and that's about it. I started archiving Wuwa speedrun since 1.3, I think. It initially started as just a Google shit, but the speedrun scene has garnered quite a bit of interest. Now, there are other people who help me out, like Sidewinder, Venom, Coffin, and they are great people. So that's about it, I think.
Okay, very cool. So we have a ton of big brain people here. Okay, big brain, huge brain. So we're gonna start out. Before we get into doing tier list stuff, we'll have to answer the question: what even makes a good tier list, right? What do you guys think people are exactly looking for in the tier list? Aside from the obvious, people want to see their waifu high on the tier list, What do you think? What do you think is important in a good tier list?
All right. I think what a tier list should highlight the most is okay. So people look at a tier list, they see a character is good. Typically, when the time people look at a tier list is when they're trying to pull on the character. We're on a gacha game. Resources are, they're scarce. People are trying to figure out what character is good, what character is bad, who should I invest into, who should I not. I feel like that's the main reason people look at a tier list, and that's a reason that should be the main goal.
If you ask me, what makes a good tier list is the reason people look at tier lists is they want to just look at one image to instantly tell them which character is good, which character should I not put my resources into. Sweat already said it, but gacha games have limited resources. So you gotta be able to see instantly, is this character a good investment or not?
I think for me, I honestly think tier lists on their own are a bad way of judging character or like the value of anything compared to the other things they're being compared to, because you need a lot of additional context that usually would be lost with the image on its own. But since we're having a discussion around it anyway here, it's more okay, but people are just gonna take the screenshot and share it anyway, so we'll be back to square one, but we can point people back to this stream or the video and tell them, here's the context, please look at it.
I mean, I don't think people care about context that much. As you said, right? It's like they want to just look at their their favorite characters on top, S rank or T0 or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And
But then it's like you could also fall into the situation where you look at the tier list, you invest into a character, and then someone else who ends up proving that they're more knowledgeable explicitly tells you that the information in that tier list is wrong for your account, and then you just yeah.
Well, I mean, tier lists have a lot of, they can apply to a bunch of different people. We need to remember what kind of game Wuthering Waves is. It's like live action open world RPG, very similar genres to, for example, Genshin Impact. In this game particularly, though, there's a lot of mechanics that will, allow you to elevate your play to like a whole nother level. For example, you can do a bunch of swap cancels with like, I don't know, who's very swap cancel friendly. Changli, Yao, all those characters have a lot of potential locked behind whether you can actually play them incorporating all of the most complex mechanics of this game's combat into it. And as a result, tier lists will really vary, especially in terms of, you look at one image, you see a given character's strength. There's a ton of context, separate criteria, etc. that needs to go into it. And the big factor of that, and I would say probably the main one, is what kind of player are we looking at when, trying to rank characters on the tier list?
Right, go ahead.
I just wanted to chime in a bit. So from a speedrunner's perspective, and from someone's perspective who actually comes from like competitive fighting games, having a tier list in a game like Wuthering Waves is weird because there is no actual competitive aspect to the game. So like there are no leaderboards, there's no PvP, nothing like that. And in games where those aspects appear, it is very easy to see if a character high on the tier list is actually as strong as the tier list would imply. Because, you get slapped in the face by reality of, the character not actually being that strong because of, never actually making it to the top of the leaderboards, never actually doing well in PvP. So obviously, tier lists in those types of games make more sense to me. But the tier list in a game like Wuthering Waves or like Genshin, as Sweat said, I would say would have to be based on like more pull value. So like how valuable the character is for your account. And it would need to be separated into like, as you said at the start, based on like what game mode we're talking about. So that's basically my 2 cents.
I think the thing with pull value is it's so dependent on what someone's
of course, yeah.
Like you would never recommend like a lot of recommendations are based on characters that someone already has built or wants to build, So it's really hard to do a pull value based tier list.
If we are doing pull value, wouldn't we just assume that they have nothing or they just have started off? Because at certain level of investment in your account,
Right.
you are just pulling for your because you like the character, right? So it should be people who are just starting the game, struggling with the game, and then the tier list is for that. If we are doing a pull value tier list, right?
I see where you're coming from.
Right, yeah, that's one aspect, and the other is like, as I said, like there's no like leaderboards or PvP in Wuthering Waves. So if we make something like, for example, we have the speedrun leaderboards, then we could base like the tier list on the character strengths based on like clear times. But I don't think that's very good because every single like Tower of Adversity reset is very tailored. Especially nowadays, to the current banner character. So it wouldn't really be a good representation of like the overall strength of the character, of like how well they do in that particular cycle, or like how good they perform on the speedrun leaderboards. So that's why it's really hard to make a tier list based on like purely character strength.
Maygi, I feel like you haven't been giving your input much. You barely talked.
Sorry, I don't want to talk. I don't want to interrupt people. But yeah.
Yeah,
God dang it! I'm freaking muted. I'm muted on the Discord. Okay, now I'm unmuted. Okay, so yeah, you guys brought up a lot of good points, and the key revolving point is that WoWa inherently is not a competitive game, but at the same time you have a small competitive scene of speedrunners, but a large majority of people just they couldn't be bothered to even, I know a lot of people who don't even bother with like 30 Doritos, There's a lot of casuals out there who get like 24, 27 and call it a day. So it's like especially with like how much differently they play the game, there's probably going to be a lot of differences in the kind of characters that they would work well with. For example, something like Jinxie is very easy for like a casual player to reach maximum potential on, right?
I wouldn't say that's true. Actually,
I mean, compared to like Chun-Li or Shan Liao,
I would say. I would say
Carlota.
Carlota would be a much better example.
Okay, fair, Carlota. They're extremely brain dead rotation. It's pretty hard to not get the most of the potential out, even as a casual, right?
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
And because casuals make up obviously the largest amount of the player base, then there's no surprise that you see tier lists that agree with their viewpoints rise to the top. So that's why you have Pride win. People say they have massive casual appeal, and then that's why a lot of people who are more developed at the game, they tend to disagree with what they have up there. So Sweat, you working on Pride win stuff, do you want to give your inputs for this?
I mean, sure. I'm here because you're my friend also. But yeah, how you mean you want me to explain what the Pride Win tier list is catered towards, right?
So talk about what it's catering towards like, and like, do you disagree with how you have to structure that or anything?
I mean, okay, I feel like the criteria is, we completely revamped it on the website. Like just, was it like 2-3 days ago, something like that? I lose track of time. I'm working too much. I'm sorry. Anyways, so the criteria mostly, like in terms of audience that we cater towards, there are a few numbers publicly available on Pridewin, and if you go on the website's homepage, you're able to see our audience across all games is like 1.6 million plus unique visitors per month. That is a ton of people. Now, sure, we cover like, I don't know, a dozen games over that, more than a dozen games. So not all those 1.6 plus million people are on Wuthering Waves, trying to keep up with the game and its meta. That being said, Wuthering Waves is like our top 3 most popular game after Honkai Star Rail and maybe Zenless Zero. So we can reasonably assume there's like, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of people watching that tier list, which is crazy to think about. But that means that in that audience, there's going to be a ton of people who are just out here looking up a tier list, trying to clear the end game's content and just calling it a day, like you said, or maybe even reaching 24, 27 stars, something like that. And so that's the kind of audience we're looking to mostly target. So in other words, the easier a character can clear and the less mechanically demanding it is to do so, the higher rated they will be, pretty much.
Can I have a quick question based on that?
Yep.
So like you're saying basically that ease of use would be like a very big factor in tier placement for the characters, right?
Yes.
So just a quick question, because I just saw, like, I had the tier list open like a moment ago, and I saw that, for example, GN in what's it called, the Tower of Adversity mode, you have him ranked at tier 1, which is under Havoc Rover. But I think GN is infinitely easier to use than Havoc Rover and outputs similar damage. So like, what's the reasoning there for having him under another character who's, harder to effectively use at the same level and outputs pretty much guaranteed less damage than GN at a similar, like, skill level, which is like, casual level.
I want to add something. We always had Modipy released with Gian in his banner, so you literally just got a full team, right? Whenever you pull for Gian. So yeah, he is pretty casual friendly, I would say.
Yeah, like I would say if based on that, I would put GN at even tier 0. I mean, it's outrageous, but like based on ease of use, I would say he's one of the best, like, best value pulls. So I don't like, it's just like, a genuine question. I'm not like trying to start like.
No, I know. It's just like, I mean, a few people would disagree, honestly, on Gion's ease of use. If you know who I'm talking about, there's a lot of people out there that for example, a lot of people know about Gion's double dragon combo, 8 long combo, whatever it's called. Yeah, those are things that like improve like his core combos by a lot of damage. And I'm not going exactly to like call you out on being a speedrunner and having solely that perspective, but it sure does impact. I know this myself.
But can I just? Because that's not the perspective I have. I'm looking at the damage floor and the damage ceiling here.
Thank you for all the hard work,
using GNs, like if you literally just hold the button, like if you played Novelette in Genshin and you just hold the button, here if you play GN and you just hold the button, you don't do any like dodge cancels to get like the 8 heavy attacks out during the ult, you don't do that much more damage if you play him optimally compared to how if you play him as a complete casual. Like if you just face roll on GN, you will perform very similarly to like optimal GN. So like he's one of the few.
I mean, sure, I get it, but like there's a difference between, like you said, it's a question of damage flow, damage ceiling. You're a speedrunner, you know just how good Havoc Rover is for speedruns. Like, for example, Selkie over here, he's a huge Havoc Rover stan, especially for speedruns. And he's been in my DMs, I'll be honest, asking for Havoc Rover to be T0 for ages. I'm saying it. It's all jokes. Don't worry, guys. But yeah, like it's a question of floor versus ceiling, like you said. For example, you pick like Havoc Rover's like most basic rotations. We have those on the website. I feel like it's a lot easier to use than what you're making it out to be. Like, for example, Havoc Rover is super dodge friendly. You can dodge with him at any point in his rotation. It's always going to be okay because his dodge counters are really good. His skill can be used at any time during his forte. The only part that's like semi-difficult is building up his forte efficiently. Even then, you don't really need to do that. And then, all of his damage is like very easy to access combo-wise. It's literally just you enter his forte state, and then you do your basic attacks. And Havoc Rover is like, at S6 especially, since we got his S6 recently with 2.1, that has brought up like a huge damage boost. We actually had Havoc Rover in T1 below Gion before that. Gion used to be T0.5. And yeah, because that's when Havoc Rover was at S5. S6, 25% crit rate boost. Like, we know in this table just how big of a boost that is to like average damage. So that's why, they're separated by tier, but like instead of it being Gion above, it's Havoc Rover above now. Damage floor of Havoc Rover, really?
I wouldn't agree with that at all, but whatever.
Okay, hang on. Okay, let's step back a bit. We're getting a little too much into the discussion of some other tier list that's not relevant. Okay, so getting back to the point of like tier lists in general and what makes them good. Like I saw some good points in the chat as well about like characters that rely on other characters, right? And then how would that fit in a tier list? For example, like, I'm sure everyone would agree that a character such as like Sanfa is a very high tier, right? Extremely fast rotation, versatile. Now the thing is, like, how do you think tier lists should like handle supports or characters who are dependent on supports? Like, so let's say you had a tier list, and let's say that, I don't know, S tier you have like okay, let's say you have like Fabi on S tier, for example, and let's say you also have Sanfa on S tier. How, like, imagine a casual who just goes here and just says, okay, let me just grab 3 S tier characters, and they might not make sense together, It kind of begs the question, does it even make sense to have individual characters on a tier list as opposed to like teams?
Hot take? Okay, I feel like if you want to pull for a character and use that character, you should at least put in the effort to research their mechanics, right? So, for example, Phoebe very clearly states in her kit, hey, I want Spectrofrazzle. So if you don't even put in the effort to read that, I don't know if you'd clear in the first place, because you're not using characters that would synergize realistically.
Yeah, there's a bare minimum amount of investment you need to do in like making sure you understand the character's kit so that you can play. Like, even if you do want to just do random things rather than their specific best team, you have to read their kit so that you can understand how to use them.
So you expect the average person to understand at least the basics, because that should at least be, baseline, I guess.
Yeah, and the game actually does a pretty good job of doing that. Like, I keep forgetting that they're there, but there's that menu that gives you like tutorials for every character that you have.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, yeah, it does. That menu shows a pretty good, like, it obviously doesn't show like every little thing that gets optimized by like speedrunners and stuff, but it gives you a basic combo that'll work to either for a support to get them from 0 to 100 concerto, or for a DPS just getting all their damage out in a reasonable manner. So I think it is actually reasonable to say that when you're sharing a tier list, the people looking at it know how to use the characters at a baseline.
So I actually have a pretty interesting view on tier lists, because obviously at some point I also started to play Wuthering Waves in 1.0, and actually I went to Pride 1, looked up, okay, what characters are good, and I saw Gion at the top. So I got myself a Gion without a signature and without a Mortefi. And I realized, so with the random 4-star craftable greatsword that I'm using, or broadblade, whatever it's called, this guy is not really doing that much damage. I'm kind of not really clearing this content right now. So after some time, some farming, progressing the story, and getting to know Gian, actually pulling Murtefi later on, and also later Jinchi's signature, I tried him again, and then he did actually clear the content. So context is very important. The teams that you use with the characters are very important. Also investing the time to understand the character is very important, because like one of the things like nowadays I would dare to say I'm pretty good at the game, but back then I actually was struggling to get Gian's liberation every single rotation, because I had some energy recharge, but I really struggled to do rotations in a way where I would not sit there with Gian and basic attack over and over and over again to get his liberation up. So it is very dependent also on how you play the game. So there's a lot of factors to take into account while rating a character, and a lot of things that casuals or people that are not really accustomed to the game don't even consider are important for a character to perform at the level that they are rated at.
Yeah, and even just like performance and gameplay difficulty stuff aside, the point you made about like the weapons is really important, because like for some characters there's a huge difference between even like 5-star standard and signature weapon. For example, like Shan Liao, if you're using freaking like Abyss Surges versus a Sig, it's kind of a pretty big deal versus like Chun-Li Emerald of Genesis, which is already very solid, versus her signature, you know? A much smaller difference.
With Ocean's Gift.
Like Fabi has some decent FTP options, right? But the same cannot be said for all characters. Like Carlotta, having static mist is also kind of feels copium.
I mean, Carlotta's kind of okay, because the thing with Carlotta is that her damage at her baseline is so high that even with static mist, she's doing the same amount of damage as every other limited DPS with their Sig.
Oh no, so yeah, that's just a Carlotta moment.
Yeah.
And like also static mist has like more base attack, which helps.
Yeah. Also, static mist is like one of the better of the standard 5-star weapons, so I feel like Carlotta wasn't the best example.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you can just
you got the point.
Let's take a example.
S tier right now. It's fine.
Jinchi, for example, is like pretty good, I would say, for an example.
Yeah.
But let's just say, what would make the most sense to use as a baseline? Like Sweat, at Pride when you guys use a standard weapon as your baseline, right?
Yeah, we use either standard or we use whatever's best at R1 4-star. Either one of the two.
R1 4-star. Okay.
If there are
and has to be good.
If there are situations where that applies, we use them. Unless it's like event weapons, we consider on R5. But yeah, there are some situations where it's applicable.
I think honestly, it's pretty reasonable to say that. Well, okay, maybe this is just me, but I think because of the currency we're given every patch and how most people aren't just gonna pull every single character every patch, I think it's reasonable to judge every character at S0 R1, except maybe Showkeeper, but that's kind of arbitrary. So
right,
let's be honest, Storekeeper is S tier no matter what.
True, she's just an upgrade no matter what usually. But yeah, so for my calculations, I also typically use the signature weapon because it's most people who care enough to at least like look up a guide for a character and usually want to get their weapon as well, and it does kind of make a pretty big difference in their power level.
I think another reason signature is like reasonable to use for tier list is because of the way the weapon banner works in Wuthering Waves. You're basically guaranteed to get the weapon. So if you're really into a character, you can just invest a bit and be sure that you get the weapon without, having to invest too much like in other gachas where you have a mix-up that you have to win.
It's also easier to get like the weapon and not their best install or teammate, right? So yeah, I think a lot of people just get the weapon.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, already, if we're doing like a signature weapon tier list, we're already not doing a clone of Pride Wins tier list, so that's a good sign.
Yep.
Let's
Okay.
go.
So let's go back to the tier list. So let's say if we were to make a tier, I mean, obviously we are gonna make a tier list right here, but as for like player skill level expectation, do you think it makes more sense to aim for the maximum potential kind of tier list, or like the average potential for like the average show?
I feel like.
Oh.
No, go on, Pana. Go on.
If you're at like that high skill level, I doubt you're gonna need a tier list. To be honest, you kind of already
Exactly.
know what you're doing.
I was gonna say that. Like exactly that.
Yeah, that's how I feel as well.
Like-
because like the higher up I went on skill level, the less actually I felt the need to ever look up a tier list, because my understanding, honestly, like at least in my personal experience, my understanding probably surpassed what the tier list was supposed to do for me. Because obviously the tier list has a purpose, and the purpose is to guide people who do not know about the game to better path on making choices in the game that will not get them stuck or deplete their resources in a way that's not beneficial to them. So I think it should be the baseline for skill level should be relatively low, but not like, we can't make assumptions such as someone doesn't even read the skill descriptions, because a character is just not functional without at least.
No, I feel like people looking at a tier list are already looking into, how to optimize the game, but like maybe they're just like trying to get introduced to it. I feel like we should probably cater towards that. Like that's the main audience that would look up a tier list like online, I feel like. So probably best skill level assumption is like they can like try to learn like basic rotations, things like that, but they're not exactly trying to, do 400 Chengli quick swaps.
All right, but do people
Sounds good to you?
who look? Yeah. So, do people who look at tier lists, do they actually look at their rotations, or is just like let's take a quick glance and like my favorite character is on top, right? Or okay, this character is S tier, and I need to pull this character because it's an S tier. I'm not gonna look at the rotations at all.
Well, I know
to
that.
give you an estimate.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, so to give you an estimate using some of Pridewind's numbers that I have, typically speaking, the tier list is of course by far and ahead our most popular like section of the website, but we do have like I would say at least like strict minimum half of the people looking at character pages. So it's pretty reasonable to assume most people are looking at how to play a character after checking the tier list out.
I feel like a lot of people there's also a lot of people who just they want to see a tier list and know a character is good, and they'll just think, oh, okay, I'm pulling this character, they're good, the site says they're good, we'll figure out how to actually play them later, but they just want something because it's good, or at least it's perceived to be good. I've also seen some people, okay, this might be a really weird one-off example, but I once saw someone in a Discord ask for, they asked, how do speedrunners build Jinchi? And I thought they were actually interested in speedrunning. So I told them like, oh yeah, 4-4-1-1-1, double crit damage, and then crit fish. But it turns out that they were just asking for a general build. They just asked for speedrunner specifically because they were thinking, oh, speedrunner good, speedrunner kill fast, thus I need to build it the same way they do, And I think people have a similar... oh, sorry, what were you saying?
Okay, so catering to speedrunners is not useful for tier lists at all. Like, I don't even...
Yeah, I don't think it's good.
Yeah, you can actually take some hints from it at most, but otherwise, nah.
Yeah.
So I actually wanted to suggest that like I don't think you can there is even any tier list, especially not for WoWa, that will apply to all players. And I personally do think there have to be separations made where we would, for example, make a tier list that is applicable to the large majority of the player base, which are mainly the casuals. And then there should also be a tier list that is mainly for the upper 10% of the player base that are more invested, actually spend time learning rotations, and try to make the best out of the character that they can.
Can I just chime in for a second about separating these two tier lists, like the based on skill level? I don't think it has to be the case, because generally speaking, very few characters are like so much better at a very high skill level, other than like I would say Kalcharo and Changli. Like those two are like outliers. But other than those two, I would say the vast majority of the characters, the damage floor and damage ceiling between like, you know, roll face on the keyboard or 300 APM speedrun tactics is not very big. So I don't think we need to like really separate it all that much.
I mean, sure, you make that argument. I think there's some truth to it. It's not completely true. However, another argument you can make is, typically speaking, people who, you know, are more experienced with the game will have looked into character kits enough to, you know, not solely base their opinion off of a tier list. So I feel like...
Of course, yeah. That's fair. That's fair.
So I feel like a tier list should really cater towards, like I said, this kind of people that like, you know, are trying to get introduced to, you know, how to optimize gameplay. Probably. I just feel like it makes the most sense by far, and we don't really need to, you know, stretch out of that logic too much.
Okay, so let's say, so how about let's just have a vote. Do you guys think we should do, let's say two options. One for having a separate, there's freaking loud ass crap outside, sorry. Should we have separate tier lists for, like, more experienced players versus, like, very general average players? Or should we just have one tier list for, people in general? What do you think?
I
mean,
think...
for me personally, I think it wouldn't hurt to have two. Like, there's no... Like, we can first make the general tier list, which, you know, somewhat resembles, like, what Pride One does to, you know, cater to most people. And then when we're done with that, we could also just focus on a, well, in a sense, character strength tier list, where we discuss at, you know, optimized level how strong is this character.
Yep, I think that makes sense. And also, we didn't discuss this part in particular, but I think 100%, as just mentioned by Corley in chat, separate tier list for Weeva and TOA, because they're completely night and day different modes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's necessary.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep, and we'll start obviously with the superior mode TOA, because Weeva is ass. Yeah.
As much as I defend Weeva, I agree. I prefer Tower.
I hate Weeva.
I think
I
Weeva...
really want to go into a whole diatribe about how I hate Weeva and how this game is not made for AoE
Yeah,
at all.
exactly. Weeva took everything that Weeva was good at and threw it out the window and said, "Here's crappy mall brush." Anyways, but that's a different discussion. So
yeah, it is. Just...
I have a question though. Do we actually know enough about Weeva's ins and outs to actually accurately make a tier list? I think it's
yeah, we've been playing it since like 1.3, right?
Oh, true, Pincer. No, Pincer is completely different.
Practice run.
I feel like there are certain cool things about Weeva that needs to be looked at, like how Ongor is actually performing better than what I would have expected, and Jinshi is performing a lot worse. Carlotta is performing a bit better than I expected. So yeah, I don't know if we are, at least I'm not that knowledgeable about Weeva to make a accurate assessment right now.
I've looked into it way too much personally. I had to for the website.
I mean, I feel I'm pretty knowledgeable on Weeva personally.
I mean, I would say, like, we're here for a reason, right?
Could be because I'm biased about myself, because I'm the GOAT.
Oh, okay. So anyways, well, we've all had some experience with it, right? We've all played it, right? We've all played it, we've all experienced how bad it is, obviously.
Yes.
How much better TOA is in specific.
Yeah,
yes.
we'll get to that when we get to that. We'll start out with TOA, and we'll start out with the casual tier list, right? So I have it on screen, have a title, so then people don't screenshot it and take it out of context. It says casual general use tier list. I should make it transparent and put it on top of the tier list just in case they crop it out, you know?
That it's for Tower.
Oh yeah, true. Casual general use tier list, TOA.
Should we define what a casual player is? Because...
Right, because, yeah, that's important. What is a casual player?
I think someone who at least knows how to execute a basic rotation, but doesn't really dig into swaps.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3 rotations.
1, 2,
That's
3
what I like to-
rotation.
Yeah,
I
1,
would
2,
say
3.
I'm like people who are going for like, let's say the first 30 Doritos, you know?
Yeah,
Okay, so
exactly. And then we
I have a question
can factor
about
in
this
some
one.
swap, but I would say like only the really most important stuff, like I don't know, Encore Forte, for example.
Yeah,
Like we just
Also-
factor in that, and that's it.
Also, I think you should put the S0R1 up there.
As
Just
zero
so that...
R1, true. Okay, yeah, good. We have to get the context out there.
Exactly.
2A, S0, R1. Casual, general use. I feel like this title is kind of long now. Casual, general use tier list.
Gotta get all the context out there.
True.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be too specific
Like
to be accurate.
it unironically is needed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it raises a separate question, which is that tier lists can never, reach like how do I say this? Like a state of where everyone will be able to use it and like get accurate information out of it. It depends on so many factors.
No, of course, it's never going to be like universally applicable. You have to just make the value judgment based on what you see. If it's good enough, if it's good for you or not.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right, let's get started then.
Yeah.
Wait. Hang on. Okay, one last thing. Should this be a patch-specific tier list, like specifically for the current iteration of Tower, like with the buffs and everything, or
that's-
just
I don't
general?
think that's a good idea.
That's
I
too
don't think
general.
that's a good idea.
Okay.
No, that's not fair. Specifically for Phoebe.
No, I mean exactly.
Yeah.
But
Specific would just make Phoebe 3 tiers above everyone else for no
And
reason.
Spectre over.
so
yes.
so I guess that we should clarify no tower buffs. TOA generic. Generic TOA, no tower buffs. Yep, just so they don't know. Because it does say patch 2.1 tier list that some people might think, oh, we're talking specifically about if you use this character right now, this character will be good or bad, you know? Oh my god, this title is getting kind of long. It's kind of hard to fit onto this board.
Very long disclaimer.
Yep.
We don't
I have
really
a
need to specify that it's
question,
2.1. I'm
actually,
reading in
about
chat. Like, people are gonna see
casual
what
thing.
characters are on there.
Yeah, true. They're gonna say, where's Brent? Sorry, he's not out yet.
True.
He's gonna break
Oh,
your
another
account,
Brent,
guys.
Mikey, can you...
Where's Brant
switch-
on my polls? Sorry, man. He's mine.
Okay,
sorry,
but
he's
Mikey,
my
can you,
50-52 way.
Maygi, sorry. Can you share your screen so we can see the tier list? I don't want to open the stream as well.
Oh, true. I would share it, but now I'm looking at my bit rate and how much my internet's already like dying, you know.
Oh yeah,
so
something
no.
Bits
Y'all
has been
just boot up
saying
the
in
stream.
chat.
no,
something
okay,
bit-
Just boot up the stream, y'all. Just boot
okay,
it up.
just look at the screen. I'll like talk about the character as we go. You could like look at it. It's not gonna update that fast, anyways. So why not we get started?
Yeah, something Bitex's been saying in chat is whenever Chem talks, the bitrate dies.
He has too many freaking pixels on his character. I mean, different
too many
colors, and then
followers.
it moves, and then Comcast freaks out. You know, they think I'm like mining Bitcoin or something. I don't know.
Oh lord.
Okay,
Check your
anyway.
PC for malware.
Why don't we get started? So, I guess the first one on the list is Alto, guys. Okay. Freaking Alto.
Is this gonna require any discussion? Let's be real.
Yeah, I think
Hey.
we can start with the D tier.
Okay.
I want
Get
to
it out of the
speak.
way.
I want to
These are
speak.
demotivating.
Oh, someone wants to speak. Hello.
I want to speak
Okay.
as the only alto player at this
Hey,
table.
hey, no,
because
you're not the only one.
Hold up. Me
That's not
and
true.
Cam also play alto, so that's
I
not
Yeah,
also
Fonda
play
also plays Alto a ton.
I'm also an alto player.
Okay, so
Yeah, he
Alto
plays
players,
Alto.
speak up.
Okay, so as the only person probably here that actually does the Forte swab, and we're not gonna talk about it because no casual actually will ever do that. This
Wait,
character
I
is
didn't know
easily
the
D tier.
full list,
It's like not even close. This character has so many like mechanics and so many ways of min-maxing, but at the actual base level, this character is complete garbage. Single target. Like also, by the way, we should also clarify S6, right? Like we're not doing S0 alto, right?
Yes.
Alright, hang on, let me
Okay.
write that down. 4 stars are S6.
Oh,
5
God.
star.
Because like at S0, this character is a fucking catastrophe. Like I'm sorry, this character is
At
actually
S0,
useless.
he literally has no reason to exist.
Yeah. But like at S6, he has an okay DPS, but only if you're really good at the game. Because like I'm sorry, if you're starting the game off of Alto, you're not gonna be able to play him at the level that you need to make him sufficient. So he's easily D tier.
Right, because this is again a casual tier list.
Yep.
Yeah.
Another thing with Alto is that not only is he single target, he also requires positioning, which is just crazy. Like, you need to have the mist between him and the enemy, and if you're fighting something like Mephis, oh boy.
Yeah,
Have
or
fun with
Ryder.
that. Or Ryder, or Impermanence Heron.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so we agreed to put him in D.
Yep.
Okay, moving on. We have Havoc Rover. Oh boy.
Alright, do some discussion. Let's go.
Okay, as Sweat already said before, I am the Havoc Rover simp. I think
Yes.
this character is at S6 with a standard S0 Emerald of Genesis even, not even like a fucking signature weapon. This character easily S tier.
Can I counter argue that?
Okay,
Real
go
quick?
ahead.
Sure.
Yep.
We're discussing.
Okay, so the thing is that we have 5 tiers, right? And we're not there yet, but there's a character called Carlotta in the game. And if we put her in the same tier as Havoc Rover, I don't think that's a fair assessment of like the
True,
character's strength. So either we should make like SS or like S plus tier so that we have 6 tiers where we can put like the really broken characters, or Havoc Rover should go in the A tier. Like either of those I'm okay with, but yeah, I'm
Just make a Carlotta tier. Just make one just for her.
I
For
feel
her
like
specifically.
Yeah, actually,
I feel like an
low-key,
S plus tier. Like S
I don't
plus
think
is
we
the
actually
one.
should do that, but yeah, Carlotta kind of does to some extent deserve her own tier.
Dude, I remember when I was doing her numbers, I was like, please tell me I messed up something, because her DPS is freaking bonkers, okay?
Wait, who's? I'm not. Who's DPS?
Carlotta. Sorry, we just made the Carlotta tier, okay? We'll just have that there. So, okay, going back to Havoc Rover.
I think rightfully S tier.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, now she's okay. I mean, now he's okay at S tier. Havoc
Yes.
Rover.
Now I agree. Now it's fair. Good takes.
Now it's fine. Now
Good
it's fine.
takes. Good takes all around.
Okay, next is Spectral Rover.
Alright, Spectre Rover is only used with Phoebe.
Only used with Phoebe, yes.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's the
I-
only reason you would use Spectre Rover.
I think B tier just because Phoebe teams, but outside of that, brother, why?
B tier
I
for
would-
Phoebe, true.
I would argue that Spectre Rover is holding Phoebe back.
I don't know
Yeah.
about
Well,
that,
I mean,
but
yes, but no. I mean, I see where you're coming from, but
I think
I
for
can
casual,
counter-argue
I
that.
think for casual play, Spectral, like because we're talking like 1, 2, 3 rotation, no swaps. I would agree with Thunder. So I would say like B tier at best because of Phoebe. But when we get to like the sweaty tier list, I have a few words to say about Spectral Rover performance.
Yeah,
even
like-
outside of Phoebe teams.
even in my Phoebe team calculations, I put a lot of Spectral Rover swap ins that I know casuals are not going to do. No one's going.
Yeah.
The casuals
I
are
see
not
what
going
you
to
mean
even
over
think
C.
about swapping in and getting a quick forte combo. And then there's of course the forte quick swap combo where you swap out of the skill and then swap it back in for the follow up.
Yeah.
People at this level are not gonna even. They're not.
Yeah,
That's
I would-
not even in their mind. Okay.
I would say B tier is fair.
B tier
Because of
just
Phoebe?
because of Phoebe.
Yeah, I would say yeah.
I think
Okay.
without Phoebe, it'd be like closer to C. Because
Yeah,
they do actually
Yeah.
have good
Yeah.
damage.
Okay.
Sure, you know what, sure.
Okay, Baizu, guys. Baizu for casuals.
Oh my.
B for Baija.
Where's Koi?
Baija is so. The issue with Baija though is that like, if she would probably be maybe B if Verena wasn't accessible for free with like you have 3 chances to get Verena for free as of now, and if you don't, then maybe she'll go and B. But otherwise, she's just doing everything. She's doing everything Verena does, but slower and clunkier and worse. Because
We're
her attack buff.
assuming generic TOA though. Like we're assuming that people are trying to clear it. We're assuming multiple teams. Verena's only one team,
Okay, can I
Yeah,
just
but like
can I
you can
just chime in?
Mhm.
Go ahead. Go
Continue.
ahead.
Okay, yeah. It's like honestly, I think a casual player would unironically have an easier time using two characters than they would forcing themselves to use Baizha, who's just going to make everything take longer.
True.
That's exactly,
I disagree.
what I wanted. No, that's exactly what I wanted to say, because back when I was at the stage of playing the game where I would only try to get a clear on TOA like in 1.0 or 1.1, I would literally get faster clear times if I just dropped Baizi from the team and used only two characters.
Right. No, I had the same experience. I remember I was like, okay, every team, like early on, people had that mindset, oh, every team you need a healer, right? So I'm like, okay, I'll put Bison in there because, three towers, 3 healers, right? But it would take so long. And then, God forbid, you tried to run and pick up the little piece of candy she drops on the floor, which some people might try to get.
I think
for casuals, she would be at best C tier, but probably D tier, in my mind, but,
I feel like another thing with Baizha, I mean, a lot of people also want to put stake on the fact that Baizha heals, but I want to point out the fact that if you're not dodging consistently, you're just losing so much damage based on purely that. So I feel like she can heal and keep you alive argument is also not as valuable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I disagree with, I think I disagree with all of you here if I say Baizha should be B tier.
No, actually, I will agree with that because, so I think we're a bit disconnected from the normal Baizha experience because we're, like we already said before, we're doing like 1, 2, 3 rotations. So like the simplicity of just going on Baizha, pressing basic attack 4 times, E, basic attack 4 times, heavy attack, and then maybe using a liberation if necessary. Like, I know it's like the character is ass, I hate her, and like she made me miserable when I had to use her, but at the end of the day, it's still a pretty simple, like it's a very simple rotation.
Yeah,
and
but
it gets the job done.
No, but it also takes like 12 seconds to do that rotation, and you're losing that time from. Okay,
I did frame data.
Seconds is crazy.
I did frame data. It takes 6 seconds, bro.
Okay, as a casual with no swaps, nothing, you get concerto gauge from 0 to 100 in 6 seconds on Baizi?
Like 6.5, yeah.
Yeah, I've never experienced that, and I was a casual at one point when I started the game, so I don't know. But maybe you're right.
I'm doing basic 4 times, skill basic 4 times. You don't need a last heavy attack if you have your ultimate.
Okay.
Which weapon is this with?
No variation, nothing.
Stellar
right.
Symphony.
No way. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but whatever. I don't care about
I tested
magic,
Baiza
so
extensively.
let's just put her wherever and move on.
I think maybe we actually should ask chat a little bit because.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Like what does chat think about this placement? Either B because she's still doing enough to give you the buffs to.
Also, we're grading on the
or
R1,
just
so
going
we're
into
considering
the-
variation here. I forgot to say that.
Yeah.
Are we not considering
She
the
can use Stellar
Symphony?
Symphony.
Yeah,
Chat
right?
says.
Can also, yeah.
Which Verena can't. That's a plus.
Yeah. Chat's
I'm
saying
seeing
C. I don't know. I
mostly
feel like D is
Cs.
so much fairer.
But it's like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of people might just lose damage on her versus like, I don't know, doing an originate swap instead, right?
Yeah. COD, E for casual, C. I'm seeing almost entirely Cs.
Sure. You know what? At least it's not D tier. Like a D tier, I would find that outrageous, but
D tier would be
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah, I would say.
Also,
C tier.
also, actually, I'm sorry, I forgot to point out a specific thing. Casuals are not gonna pick up the Goba chili. Like,
Yeah, no,
I'm gonna
no.
die on this hill.
Goba
No one
chili.
in real life picks up the Goba chili.
The Goba.
You don't do it in Genshin, you don't do it here. If you do it here, you're just gonna lose time that Verena wouldn't have had to deal with.
Alright, get this Genshin player out of here.
But
Genshin
even,
player detected. Opinion invalidated.
and here's the thing, even when you tell yourself you're not gonna pick it up, sometimes you see it like just like one dodge away and you're like, oh, maybe I wanna just grab that,
It just
and it's a
completely ruins
bait.
your brain
Temptation.
chemistry.
also I see it's not me in chat asking if I frame the mid-air attack like he does when you swap in. Yeah, it takes like a full second to do, but you just cancel out with your ultimate and it's okay. So it's compensated.
If you
just
have your
really need the
ultimate.
ultimate. you just really need it, but like we're assuming at 0 or 1, like sorry, at 6 or 1 in Baishi's case, like we're assuming decently invested, like enough to at least have ER, right? So you can cancel with your ultimate, you're okay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. I played the character for like 2 patches or 3 patches till I got Shorekeeper, and I never found out about that. I never even thought of that. So you can be guaranteed that most casuals will not do that.
But like you just see like intro ultimate, you get it. Like
I know, but I legit didn't think of it. I just thought I was just stuck there with like this stupid ass long
it's not
attack.
like ult cancel. I'm seeing it, chat. You just like use the attack and then you press ultimate. Like you spam the button. It's not that hard. It's kind of mindless.
I'm not saying it's hard. I'm just saying I didn't even think of it.
No, I'm replying to
Right.
chat on you. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay, let's move on. Next is Chixia, guys. What do you think of Chixia for a casual player?
Okay.
Depends. We consider Shangli or not.
I would say C tier as well.
Oh my god, okay.
Depends on what team, right?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think, honestly, she should... I really want to say A, but I think she should go into B because as... she's kind of dependent on her S4, which I'm not even sure everyone has right now.
Well, hang on, we're
Everybody
considering
wants it.
S6. Uh-huh.
Yeah, we're doing
we're
S6.
considering S6, sorry. Yeah, sorry, I forgot about that. For casual players, if you've built her, even like to an okay level, she can clear the first 3 floors of the side tower.
Yeah, but
which is
so
like
can
on its
everyone.
own very good.
No,
Yeah,
so can everyone clear the
that's
first 3
true.
floors with like nothing built. That's like my issue with this argument, because like
Yeah.
you had like Yang Yang at level 50 in the like in-game data being like the most used for clears for floor 1 to 3. So I don't think that's a very good argument for
Yeah.
Chixia.
I guess the only other point I would make is that she is basically the only character in the game that actually makes full use of Chang-Li's outro. But
Yeah.
But then you have to think
Well,
about
well.
how good a casual is gonna play Chixia Chun-Li in the first place, right? Which
Yeah,
is
I
what
don't-
this
I
team is about.
I don't think that
Yeah.
team is very like casual friendly.
Mhm.
So like for casuals,
not-
I would say for casuals,
I'm feeling
she's
C.
tier. Yeah, I'm feeling C tier
How
for
would
casuals.
it be not casual
I'm actually
friendly?
curious
It's
on
like,
this. Like, what team are you
just
guys putting
outward
Chixia in,
deliberation,
assuming
right?
like a casual?
For Chixia,
Yeah, assuming like you're a casual player. What teams
I
are you
would
guys
say
considering?
Chixia, Sanhua, and like Verena or Shorekeeper.
Okay.
So like as a main
Yeah, so
DPS
that's
then.
C, yeah, sure. That's very C
Yeah.
tier, yeah.
Like she could work, don't get me wrong, you could still clear content with her, but there are better options.
Oh yeah, for
Exactly,
sure, for
yeah.
sure.
Exactly.
The way I see it is like with Changli, she is like B tier. Even if you do like the worst Changli rotation, I still think she's B tier. But without Changli, I cannot justify anything above C.
Yeah, fair
But
enough.
why are we considering her without Changli though? Because
We
like,
we can look at the Changli team as well, but I mean maybe it is B tier. I don't know, but I
I
don't
guess that's
think.
one question we could ask. Like, are we considering everyone's best teams like for their ranking or not?
Yeah, of course. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think we
Okay,
are.
then.
I think we are. Okay,
Ah,
so
then probably
the
should
reason
get
I
B.
think
B still.
Yeah, like for Cheng-Li Xixia, probably B. Yeah, I mean even
no,
like
my
Saki said,
issue
if
would
you,
be my
if you do
issue
brain
with
dead
B tier
rotations, it's fine,
Chixia.
right?
No, but like just hear me out for 1 second. Like my issue with
Yeah.
Chixia in B tier, right next to Spectre Rover, who is part of the Phoebe team, is that like which one of them gives more value to the team? Like you can't use Phoebe without Spectre Rover for now, and Chixia is basically being carried by Changli to B tier. So like if we just do that, then we can put everyone at S tier in the tryhard tier list, because we can just play everyone in triple DPS with Changli and Shang Liao, and then everyone is S tier grade.
True.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a fair assessment like this.
okay,
Honestly,
I
I
have a
think
counter.
I will say that playing Chang-Li, Chixia, Shorekeeper, for example, I don't think is incredibly hard. The only swap you really have to do is Chang-Li's skill and Chixia's skill at the beginning of the thing, and then it's
Right.
pretty much just 1, 2, 3 from that point.
So fun fact,
And-
y'all, we want to do 4 tier lists, and we've been here for an hour, and we've ranked 6 characters. Just
Yeah,
Don't worry. We spent a lot of the time yapping. Okay, we're moving on.
Yeah, we'll speed it up.
We better be. I got a time limit on me.
Yeah, Fanta's gone in 30 minutes, by the way.
Oh yeah, right. Okay, so let's just leave her at C right now because I feel like she shouldn't be right next to Spec Rover. And we'll move on to Dungeon.
Dungeon! I love her.
Not very
Very
casual
character.
friendly.
Yeah, I
Not
don't think
casual
she's a very
friendly.
casual friendly character. So I would
Y'all-
also put her at C tier, personally, but I'll let you guys yap for now.
I mean, I feel like
my-
I feel like we have enough sources of healing in the game to where HP drain isn't as big of a flaw. Because like
My 2
a
cents. My 2
well-built
cents.
shorekeeper should keep you alive.
Yeah, my 2 cents on this. Dungeon, if you do like her half forte rotation, which is mostly how people are going to use her, they're going to use her as a sub DPS to buff Havoc Rover or Camellia, or anyone who deals Havoc damage. For right now, we only have those 2, but you know what I mean. You're doing her half forte rotation. Her HP drain from her skill is inferior to the amount of HP that she regenerates from her forte casts. So she actually heals more than she loses HP.
And the rotation is really fast as well, even for even if you don't do anything fancy, it's really fast. So I think it's
It's like
pretty decent.
6.2, I think, seconds.
Yep.
Dungeon rotation is like faster than I thought, to be honest.
If you optimize her, she can get down to like 5 seconds too, but like that's
Yeah.
considering optimization.
Okay.
Like,
I don't know if
fun-
this is a hot
Let's see, I-
take, but I think she's B tier.
I
No, I
think B
agree.
as well.
Like we're
Yeah, I-
considering S6 Dungeon. S6 is a big upgrade to Dungeon compared
Yeah,
to
and
S6.
keep in mind, Havoc Rover is a very good user of Dungeon. Havoc Rover's just a good DPS.
Yeah,
So
I
Dungeon
think
Havoc
has
Rover's an
good
S.
teams.
after hearing you guys' argument, I would say B tier is fair.
All right, not right next to Spectral Rover. I think this is fine.
I would say put her above Spectral Rover.
Above
but-
Spectral Rover.
Yeah, if it's an order tier
No,
list,
I
would say put-
I think that would make sense. I would agree with that.
All right.
Okay, next, Mortify. Is it Mortefi or Mortify? I've always said Mortify.
Mortefi. It's
Mortefi?
Mortefi.
Oh god dang it.
I've been calling him Thomas lately
More-
because his voice actor is the one that did Thomas the Tank Engine.
Mortification.
Incredible.
Mortification.
Incredible, honestly.
Okay, so where do we put
I
Mort
call
for
him
casual?
myself because he's literally me. Just like Persona.
Because he
Joker
just
Persona
gets
from-
mad all the time.
He is a smart guy who gets angry a lot. That's literally me.
Holy glazing.
Okay, Mr. Mort Glazer, what do you think? Let's hear your input.
I think, honestly, I think B tier is fine, maybe A, but I'd say B, because he very much, he has a very obvious synergy with GN, but it depends on how much stake you put on GN's value currently, because it's like, GN is one of the only teams he has. The only other thing I could really argue for is Phoebe, but then you're looking at, a third best team for the character. So we're really putting all the stake on how good is GN in the current climate.
I
And
I think Mortefi is way more.
Can y'all let
flexible
Cam
when you
talk,
give him
please?
Yeah,
Alright.
so yeah, I think Mortefi should be at least A. Because you do his liberation, you have Empyrean Anthem, and you just get 40% attack boost right there and then, right?
Yeah, and he also does pretty decent damage as well. It's
Yeah,
not
he
bad.
does that. But
oh yeah, I'm
Yeah,
not
I-
saying he's bad. I'm just saying so much of the stake is put on how good is GN currently.
But it's not because he's more flexible than you give him credit for. He works with a lot more teams simply because of the whole 40% attack boost thing.
I think I would put him. I would also agree to put him in A above
Yeah,
Dungeon and Stuck Rover.
I would
'cause
say
he's-
at least A tier. I would say.
Yeah, so
Cam hasn't been talking a lot, by the way, so I want to hear his thoughts on the next character first.
Okay, Sandra, guys. Sandra, oh boy, everyone's favorite
Wow,
Sandra.
what an exciting character to talk
Okay.
about.
Take it away, Cam. Take it away.
okay, sure. But can I just talk about Mortefi a bit
Yeah.
more?
Go ahead.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I think you can make a case for putting him a tier above, just because he. Okay, we are talking about 1 through 3 rotations, right?
Right.
You just
Yeah.
do his liberation, and that's it, right? You don't for a casual player, you don't need to do anything else. And we were talking about how you could just do like a duo and ignore Baiji, which I don't know if I like that. But in this case, you could still just do a duo, but just add 40% attack. And maybe if you get slightly more skill, you can just get his outro static mist or whatnot. And he's actually really good and versatile. I don't know about. I can argue for S, but it's fine. Like
I personally would also put him at S tier, but others might disagree. But like I'm with Kem on this one. Like I think
I'm gonna be
is
real.
S tier.
I'm gonna be real. So I actually played a lot of Mortefi since 2.1 dropped. I am now the biggest Mortefi glazer. So this unit at S6 with a static mist is fucking goated. So first of all, he has not only one team, he has 3 teams. He has Jinshi, he has Phoebe, and he has Jian. This unit does so much fucking damage. He's insane easy to play. Empyrean set buffed him. He's a great Heron user. He's a great like Hecate or whatever it's called user. Like he is so fucking good. And he's so easy to use. And oh my god, like this unit is so good. I love this unit. S tier for me personally. I think he's so underrated. It makes me sad.
I mean,
I wouldn't be opposed to putting him in S.
I think the Jinshi team and the Phoebe team, while they are good teams for Mortefi, I mean, I don't know. I'm just a big opposer of the second best in slot syndrome, as I like to call it. Like, I don't know. I feel like I don't put as much value on being an alternative character than most people. Might just be a me thing.
But he's fairly cheap, right? If he was a limited character, then I could see, okay, you have to pull for him, and he's just the second best in slot, and that's a whole mess. But it's not like that.
Okay, so what are we thinking? A or S?
A
I
to
think
me,
A's fine.
honestly.
I think A's fine.
A? Okay, we'll just leave it at A. Okay, anyways, Shanhua, guys. Shanhua.
Wow, I wonder where she's going.
Yeah, I wonder where she's going. Okay, any objection? I'll put her up.
Carlotta tier.
Carlotta
Just get
tier?
it out of the way.
Well,
Just get it out of the way, man.
Okay, I'll rename it to not Carlotta tier because we have more than just Carlotta in there. Just to put up some, we should just describe it for, let's say, if there's any new people who are playing the game, okay? Her rotation is extremely fast, extremely easy, decent damage, and great buffs. What more is there to say?
I just want to say...
She has negative heal time. She goes in, she does her DPS, she's out.
Someone in chat said Thunder, some of us are broke. Just wanted to point attention to that.
I would argue that Sanhua and Mortefi shouldn't be that far apart. Like, that's my personal take on it, especially for casuals. Because for Sanhua, you would need to do, like, to get, like, her, like, the most out of her, you would need to do, like, you know, the pre-charging the heavy attack so that you can cancel the skill with the ultimate and, like, you know, all of these things.
Mm-hmm.
And the casual will not be thinking about that stuff. So, like, for the try-hard quick swap tier list, I would put Sanhua at where you put her now. But for the casual tier list, I wouldn't put her there.
Right.
I would put her either at like S, like low S tier, or just above Mortefi. I would say they are very similar in value for a casual.
Right, because I know a lot of casual players. A lot of casual players accidentally cancel her skills Ice Thing with Deliberation as well. You know, a lot of people didn't even know they were canceling it, and then being like, "Why is my concerto always short?" So yeah, okay, we'll put her at S then.
Yeah,
then we can rename Carlotta tier too.
It's back to Carlotta tier.
Days of Glory.
Okay. Taochi, I think she belongs in a tier the same as her cup size.
Yep.
That sounds about right. But then we would need to make. Yeah, we would need to make E tier at least.
Oh yeah.
No, H tier. H tier.
Z tier.
Z tier.
I'm gonna be honest. Every single time we get a new skill damage DPS, there's someone in my comment section mentioning her,
Dude,
and I'm just
every
tired.
single time. I remember when Jinchi was coming out and everyone was asking about Tauchi, and then people tried to put Tauchi Jinchi videos and saying, "Oh my god, guys, look, she's good. Look at the DPS, the damage per screenshot," you know?
Oh yes, I love seeing 500k on my Jinchi in a 40-second rotation.
Yeah, it's like
Okay,
there's
no, Z tier
literally
is gonna
no
be
other
for another character,
character in the
Maygi.
game.
I'm exaggerating, but like you get the point.
Maygi, we should keep Z tier for another character that's coming up later, another 4-star. I feel like.
Oh man, I'm so sad. It's so.
Yeah,
ugly.
I'm so sad about that, but she's coming soon. You can place Tauchi in D. She deserves it.
D to begin
isn't
with.
it?
Okay,
Think
but
about
like
Tauchi as well.
another character is gonna come later. You're gonna see she doesn't fit there.
I see. Well, for now, she's
And
in
it
the
will make
Z
me very
tier.
sad.
She's in the Z tier because, like, especially for casuals, they're not even going to. Cause okay, her rotation you need to 2, 3, 4 can swap so much, and casuals. If you go to Tauchi and like do an on-field rotation, God, that's gonna I don't even know. That's gonna take like 700 years. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you can
And then there's
make
the
it
other thing
manageable
of,
with swaps, but if you're not swapping, it's like, come on.
There's the other
I
thing
have
of
a
her
thought
basically
that work.
being
I cooked
dependent
for
on.
casuals a bit. Let me pull up my sheets real quick. I have a rotation that works for her just fine. Doesn't require any swaps or anything. You just
No swaps.
you do need one basic if you want to one basic pre-rotation if you want to shorten it by like 1.5 seconds. But else she does 8 seconds. You just do like intro. You do your 3 time counters. You do your ultimates. You do your 4 basics. And then you add, skill, and then you do another basic if
Yeah,
you
but
didn't
then
do it.
at that point it's a DPS loss. It takes so long, you know.
It takes 8 seconds.
I mean, yes, it does take long, but she's a bad character. Like, we know this.
Yeah, like I feel like her buffs are beefy enough to justify, for example, if you're considering the Kalala team, like to where it's not horrendous, but like you can just use Young or somehow and it's better.
Yeah.
For
Yang
casuals,
supremacy.
for
Yeah,
casuals,
she's
I
coming up
think she
soon
sucks.
actually.
Okay,
If
well.
I could just give a little bit of input as well. She's like she's one of the only characters where whenever I see her being showcased, the people using her are fishing for dodges, which give way more concerto than she actually has in her kit. So it's just like at the point where you're dependent specifically on enemy patterns to do anything well, then
Yeah, I don't like inconsistent characters.
Mm-hmm.
I agree,
Okay.
sure.
Moving on.
Yuan-Wu.
Yuan-Wu, guys.
Another Jinchi bat chest character.
Except not tying him directly to Jinchi, but him as just a coordinated attacker in general. I think he's honestly,
As a coordinated attacker in general, he has no place. He does nothing.
D tier. He doesn't really help with anything else.
Yeah.
Aside from
D
just
tier. Yeah, I would say D tier is good for Yuan-Wu. Even though he does 40,000 DPS, D tier is still fair.
Thank you, Mike.
Eugene, I hate you.
Goat. The champion.
So no debate there. Okay, Yang.
Oh, Yang. Yeah.
Yay! A good character for once.
Mm-hmm.
I would say low B. I would say low B tier personally.
Yeah, I think right next to Spec Rover makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah. I think
exactly.
Because we're looking at casuals, they won't really do like the
very unanimous here. Like just go. It's slider in B tier.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Next, Couchero for casuals, guys.
No.
Oh no.
Can we?
I think C tier for Calcharo is good enough.
C for Calcharo.
Honestly, I think Calcharo should actually go into D tier. As much as I love Calcharo, it's like, first of all, assuming you're at like a decent amount of pain, he's still got like a very short timer compared to other DPSs to get all his damage out. And on top of that, if you're above like 200 ping or something, which I can confirm is a lot of people, including me, he's just not gonna make any 40. And he's not gonna be able to go above 2. Mm-hmm.
Oh, we're talking 1, 2, 3 rotations, right? Then I think he should definitely go into D tier.
D tier,
Yeah.
auto tier.
I'm gonna be honest. Another thing with Colcharo is not only is he ping dependent, and not only does he really want swap cancels to not be interrupted, it's also just like, what are you gonna do when Impermanence Heron flies up? Good job. You just lost a third of your DPR and it was not even your fault.
I think that's a lot of characters though. Like
Colcharo especially
okay.
though, because his timings are so tight.
Yeah. If we're making that point, then Shisha should go up a tier because she can hit everything in the air.
Surely, cat chest.
Very
But yeah,
debatable.
just-
I feel like Shisha just doesn't have damage to really justify it. Like you see, there's Young, there's Dungeon, there's Spec Rover. The characters above are a bit better by quite a noticeable amount.
Some people in chat are getting angry with Yan being in B tier, thinking she should go higher. We need to remind you that this is a casual tier list.
It's for TOA too. It's for TOA.
Yeah.
Wintering Waves is happening later.
This is not Whimpering Waves.
I want to see someone. I saw someone in chat. I can imagine a world where a casual hits single DM per rotation. I've been there. That has been me before.
Yeah.
The secret 0 DM combo.
Fighting for DM, like fighting for your life.
Great character.
0 DM when you get interrupted right as you start the first one. I can definitely see that happening. That is 100% happened to someone before.
Tragic.
Okay, next
It's time to move on to a great character.
Encore, guys! Encore!
Yay!
A great character for once.
Now that we're actually talking about a DPS, I am of the opinion that basically every limited DPS goes into S tier.
Fair.
Because
I think I agree.
Yeah,
because like they all pretty much deal the same amount of damage. And
very similar. I would say
unless you
Carlota is the
specifically-
outlier and everyone else is S tier.
I think Encore belongs in there as well.
play badly, unless you specifically play badly, then basically every character deals the same amount of damage and has it's very easy to access it, and on top of that, Onko's second best team is entirely free.
Yeah, and Encore is you could just hyper carry, keep her on field for legit 10 seconds and perform very, very close to her max potential.
Yeah.
So very new player friendly.
I would say Havoc Rover goes like below Sanhua and Encore though.
True, I forgot about the ranking here.
Yeah.
Encore's just such an overall solid unit. I'm kind of shocked at how many people in my comments don't know that.
Yeah, she's really good.
People don't play Encore
It's just
enough.
like, oh, ew, yucky, standard DPS, ew, I want shiny Camellia.
Oh no, oh no, how dare you make me play this poor team? I would prefer to play my Jinchi actually, at S6 R5 preferably.
At that point, you're not even playing the game anymore. But anyways,
yeah. I'm saying this as someone with S6 R5 Jinchi.
Okay, next guys, Genshin Impact.
Flawed character.
Oh no.
Z tier.
I'm struggling to put her in anything above Z.
Z tier.
Z? You want to put her in Z?
Yeah, dude.
Genshin has no reason to exist. Yet again, what does she even do?
She punches things with the Originite, but Yuanwu does that and provides a little more. So yeah, it would make sense that she's in
How
Z.
is Yuanwu a better character than Genshin?
Because at least she has coordinated attacks, which means he could run Empyrean Anthem, he could support Jinchi,
Insane timeline. I remember when I made a video about why Genshin is bad, and everyone clowned on me.
Turns out you were right.
Don't you feel stupid now?
I was building her in the early game, thinking she would help me with the grouping on the third floor TOA. Like especially early on, the mobs being spread apart was kind of annoying. I'm like, surely that means you have to play Genshin to pull them together. No, that suction don't do crap. It's also pretty useless in Viva for what it's worth. But
yeah,
unironically. I was not expecting a timeline where I would unironically be saying Yang Yang is a better grouper, but here we are.
Yeah.
I knew that since the start.
For sure.
Honestly, I think both of them are like as groupers, they're both exactly as bad as each other, but Yang Yang is doing other things, so it's fine.
Yang Yang does damage.
True.
That's a different-
Yeah.
Yeah, she has
Yang
good
Yang
AoE on her
generate-
like Forte.
Yang Yang generates Concerto as well.
Oh, true. Right. That's kind of important. Good luck
yeah,
making
has a
Genshin.
Concerto rotation.
Genshin.
My experience
Concerto.
as a Pridewind Fury crafter with Jianshin has been the most horrendous headaches ever. I kid you not. The best rotations I could come up with, they're coming up on the site very soon. She has to alternate between having a Forte bar and not having one.
And the best
You have
part
to do
is,
two different rotations.
no, it's
Her kit just doesn't work.
It's genuinely optimal to not do the Forte, but if you do that, you have no energy.
Yeah.
Because I don't even understand. Kuro could have just like made her. If Kuro made her 40 just continue off field, like
Imagine,
on course,
dude.
she'd have
He
been
would
like
have been
basically
completely fine.
perfect. It.
It would have been good.
Yeah.
Playable
So-
even.
Someone says S6 Genshin is a unit. Hey, we're not going S6, guys. Okay, this is a 5-star unit.
I think even with S6, she wouldn't be that much better. But yeah.
Okay, next, Ling Yan. Oh boy.
Oh my
Very
god,
boy.
guys,
Oh my
No difference if he's
goodness.
S6.
guys, Ling Yang, what do we think?
Okay, now I'm
Just-
trying to decide. Should
Hey,
he
you
go?
know where to put him. You know where to put him. Come on. Just do it.
My thing is that like,
Do it.
should he go in C tier because he can do a little bit of damage?
I think
But
in 1, 2,
my
3,
My
he's
issue with
good
that
at
is
No,
that
yeah,
he
his
gave up
DPS
on
is not.
Taro.
It's
That's
not.
even true.
It's not horrible, right? I'm leaning between B or C.
I would say C
Uh,
tier is good for him.
He functions.
We have Kaltara in D.
Isn't he
Yeah,
pretty hard to
exactly.
play, like, for casuals?
Yeah, okay, I
Ling
feel
Yang
like
is not hard to play, but
Ling Yang can be. I feel like he can be easily interrupted.
Yeah, no, he can. He can.
I
He
have
just has
S1.
no
I
damage.
wouldn't know.
Like, I think he should be next to Colcharo, to be honest.
Yeah,
Next to
he's
Ketchup.
easy.
Okay.
Well,
rem-
Chem is the Ling Yang player, so I'll take his word on it.
Bro, actually, just the character arc from the community thinking Colcharo is good to putting him in Ling Yang tier. We really had an arc.
I mean, this is for casuals, so keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. Because his
That's where it's gonna
damage
get real different.
I mean, the time where we thought Colcharo was good was the time where no one was good at the game.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Okay. Next. Standard.
Alright, this
The
is
final
easy.
character standard. Verena.
S tier.
Easy S
Yeah.
tier.
We all
I
know.
would,
Yep.
I would even argue Carlotta tier for casuals. 'cause her
Carlotta tier?
rotation is-
It's
Yeah,
so
but it-
easy. It's so you can't mess it up.
Yeah,
she's fine in
very
S. She's
good.
fine in
It's
S.
literally impressive to mess up Verena.
No, but we'll
gameplay.
keep her in S tier because she's not the Carlotta power. She's definitely
Yeah,
really
that's
good,
fair.
but she's
Actually,
not a
the thing about
Carlotta.
Verena,
Yeah, fair.
the thing about Verena is that she's very easy to play, but it's to the point that I've seen people play her badly, really badly, and still do well just because
Yeah.
it's very difficult to play so badly that you're breaking the entire team.
Well, she literally does not have the time to make mistakes. Her rotation is just
Yeah.
that fast.
Yeah.
But that's assuming variation, right? Not everyone has that.
Oh, I mean, where do you mean?
Not even really. If you get a dodge, it is assuming variation, but even without it, if you end up dodging, which is something you can do by accident, you don't even need it.
Yeah, or if let's say you're a casual and you don't even do the swap in 3, 4, 5, and let's say you just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's still not even that slow.
It's really
Yeah.
hard.
It's faster
to
than
make Verena
Visor.
feel bad.
True.
Okay, the bar.
True,
The bar.
it is. True.
The
It is.
bar.
Okay, and now we start getting into all the banners.
You know
after
what?
that.
I feel like Selkie hasn't been going first. Selkie, you want to go first on Gian?
Yeah, this was my first 5-star character. I never touched him after I played Jinchi.
Ouch.
So
Oh, okay.
I think John is a pretty good character. I'll never forget my boy Nameless for saying Gian does more damage than Jinchi.
Dude,
on paper.
he was like the Gian simp
On
dude.
paper, on
My
paper.
guy nameless.
We'll have to say on paper average damage Gian does more damage than
I was
Jinchi.
not there for that.
Allegedly.
There were so many debates over this. It was super funny.
missing
But okay,
the
actually
lore.
get to the rating. I think I think he's easy enough to justify S tier in my personal opinion. Like I think at least like in the same tier as Encore.
Yeah, I would
Because
say
I
I would
Yeah, I
say
think
same
you're
as
on
Encore
board.
or a bit above maybe, like similar to Encore though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
Like GN and Encore have a similar amount of DPS, and GN just kind of has the AoE advantage.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Sure,
what
so
I was
let's put
thinking
him
too.
above, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're looking at TOA though, so
I mean, there's
It's very
There's some
single-target
trash
favorite.
mobs sometimes,
Yeah.
you know.
yeah.
Like think of
there's still-
Overdrive Tower, that crappy tower mob looking ass.
Why are you beefing
We
with
were
my goat?
alpha.
Why are you beefing with my goat? I love Overdrive Tower.
I think it would be better with one thick ass boss and not like 7 waves of spectral cubes and whatever.
That's what regular TOA is for.
But it's not thick.
True,
It's not as thick as Overdrive Tower. Though. There's more stuff in there.
Monkey is just not thick enough for Maygi.
Okay. Anyways, guys. Okay, moving on. Yinlin. For casuals.
Oh my goodness gracious.
I am not.
I don't know.
I will shut up for this part.
Okay, so I think
Maybe you haven't been going first. Go first.
Okay, I think Yinlin for her concerto rotation, especially for a casual player who's not going to take advantage of swaps. She has some really long animations. So if you're not if you're not optimizing her combo, then if you sit on field, it's kind of slow. I feel like I want to put her in A tops.
If you get around 8 seconds with her, it's pretty lengthy. If you don't cancel anything.
I will say, so I love Yinlin. Actually, she has become one of my favorite characters after 2.0. But I think this character is complete fucking garbage for casuals. I would dare to say B tier even. I think she's in fact so bad, like she's worse than Mortefi.
I would agree that she's B tier, like below Mortefi for sure.
I'm not too sure though. I see your points, guys.
Are we considering no cancels at all, right?
Yeah, because a casual is not going to cancel her stuff.
Okay, so then she is not that good without cancels.
0 cancels, B tier, sure.
It's like the thing is, I think on top of that is that Yinlin is probably the worst aged character in the game.
Yeah.
Not even just because she's from 1.0, it's because the character that she was designed for doesn't even want to have her on the team.
Yeah.
And then it's like they made Yao after that, and then it's like Yao ended up just being Kalcharu again. So you still don't want to use Yinlin on the team, even if you can use her better than he can use her better than Kalcharu. But it's just ugh.
I just think it's really funny how Kalcharo ended up using the DPS that Yinlin would want to use. Kalcharo Sheng Liao ended up being Kalcharo's best team, in my opinion. And
it is one of the best, yeah.
I remember I made a Reddit post and I was talking about Zhang Liao being a fucking cracked unit. And I actually had the audacity of saying, yeah, so actually, Zhang Liao is not Kalcharo power creep. He is actually really good friends with him. They can even play together. And look at what happened 2 patches later. Literally, the fucking fastest run was Kalcharo and Zhang Liao. It was so funny.
I want to say, okay, this is a quote I've used before. I just want to say it again. It's insanely funny how the best thing Yinlin did for the meta was her weapon banner.
Yeah,
Springmaster, my ghost.
Some people in the chat are getting up in arms and saying, but Yinlin's easy to use. Yeah, she's easy, right, in concept, but at a casual level, when you play her with minimal swaps and cancels, it's just it takes too long to justify her value. Think of how much faster a Martyr 5 rotation is and what he provides for the team over her.
The people saying that Yinlin should be S tier, I dare you to feel the trauma of getting interrupted during your heavy attack.
Oh, and one of the best things to swap out on her is her forte, which doesn't even... It's... For most fortes in this game, give you the concerto instantly. Hers actually does not. It takes 0.7 seconds.
Yeah, there's 2 instances of concerto generation, yeah. You have 2 instances.
Mm-hmm.
Which is
the other thing I'll say is that... The other thing I'll say is that Yinlin also makes Yao easier to mess up. Sorry, no. It makes you more susceptible to messing up playing Yao, which is a large feat because Yao is I think Yao is unironically the easiest character in the game to play.
Yeah, I would say Yao is
Is it-
very easy to play and works
it
okay with
because,
Yinlin.
Is it because you give him strict timings because of the outro skill? Is that why you're saying that?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, that's fair. Make like 2 mistakes and suddenly your third Law of Rains isn't getting buffed. Joe.
Yeah, that's true.
Mhm.
People are the comments are on fire. People are angry. I
Okay.
mean, yes,
That's
you
fine.
could. You
I'm just-
okay?
That's,
You know.
that's good.
I just
am
want to say
more
one thing.
Tefi for a reason.
To
couldn't
all the
give-
people in chat,
Let's go.
to all the people in chat that are like, Yinlin, please S tier. Wait for the second tier list. I will save Yinlin myself.
Thank God I won't be there for that.
Okay, well, we'll
Yeah,
move
truth on
on
this
for
next
now.
turn.
Okay, we'll move on. Next, Jinshi for casuals.
Honda, go on, speak.
Okay, wait, why am I the Jinshi expert here?
Because you're going soon, I just want you to talk.
Oh, that's fair. I mean, I think Jinshi. I think literally no one is disagreeing that to this day she's still one of the best DPSs. Sure, now it can be argued whether she's the best or not, and I think most people here would agree that Carlotta for TOA is better than Jinshi. But Jinshi is just so powerful, and I feel like when it comes to ease of use, she's also just as easy as Carlotta, while also being easier to understand. Because when you read Carlotta's kit, you kind of have to figure out what the rotation is. Jinshi just straight up tells you what your rotation is.
Yeah, kind of, but it's like, so I always say that Jinshi's like super casual friendly because it's like, so the rotation, if you do it at like perfect speed, you'll be depending on like what team you're running, you could be not full stacks. So if you're playing like super casually, you don't press buttons that fast, you don't cancel things that fast. Maybe you even have you hard cast her the thing to get in the air, right? Let's say you hard cast it, you don't cancel it. All that extra time that you're being a potato in, you're getting knocked by the balls, you're getting rolling on the floor, you're getting stacks still in the background from your from coordinated attack slash your dot ticks from your echo. So you like get automatically compensated for being bad, you know.
Yeah.
Someone said
Yeah, that makes
Jinshi
sense.
A tier. What?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yes, they're right.
Holy
They're
based.
correct. They are
Okay,
correct.
Can I comment a bit as someone who just recently got Jinxie on her rerun banner?
Okay,
Yeah,
sure.
go on.
When I first started playing her and I did like the full casual 1-2-3 rotation, she actually felt kind of underwhelming to me compared to like the other DPSs, because like I got Carlotta in 2.0 and then I got Jinxie on the rerun. And to me, she felt way more underwhelming than Carlotta at like, you know, in the first hour when I started like figuring her out. So I don't know if I would put her like, you know, all the way up there. Probably somewhere around like Encore and Gian's level to like, you know, a complete casual for TOA.
I mean,
I
I would
feel-
still put her on the top of us, I feel like.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, top of
Yes,
that.
I agree. There is also one thing that a lot of people just forget about.
Okay.
So
I
there was
think
this tech
the other
in
thing
1.
that also...
What?
There was this tech in 1.1 that everyone was talking about that is not really important to us, but like to many casual players. It's the fucking grappling
Yeah, the grapple
hook.
tech, yeah.
Like, you're literally immune to damage to like most
Yeah.
bosses in the game.
Oh, that's true. That's true. That's actually a good point. So yeah, I guess that should put her like above the other two in there.
She also just has more damage.
True.
Yeah.
Like her damage is just higher than Gian and Encore, so.
May I ask,
okay, the thing...
what are we thinking about
Yeah, Cam, what's
Jinshi's rotation here? Are
Yeah,
we
that's
doing
the
junior?
thing. Like what Cam is
Or-
saying is important because the classic 1-2-3 rotation, her damage is actually not as high. It's just the damage per screenshot that is really high.
True.
Mhm.
I think the thing with Jinshi rotation is I wouldn't really do 1-2-3. I just do 1-2-3.
Yeah, but we are
2-3.
thinking of 1-2-3, right? Because
I mean,
that's
yes.
why we put
Yes.
Inland so low.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's why like if you're using Jinshi on 1-2-3, 2-3, I think putting her in Carlotta tier makes more sense. But for 1-2-3, I think S tier is very valid.
Yeah, but for 1-2-3, I would put her like, you know, below Encore, honestly. Like as far as
Disagree.
damage goes.
But damage is
because
really,
we're
really
doing
high.
one-
Considering
Um,
that there are one.
And she has more.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
like-
maybe it's just my experience, but I have like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just like too experienced on the other characters, so that's why it felt underwhelming.
So what I want to input there is, yes, like on a casual level, Jinchi DPS will probably be lower than an Encore DPS, right? But the ease of use, right, the consistency
exactly.
is what puts her on the top.
Yeah, but Jian is also easy to use, right? In this scenario.
Yeah, but he's not Jinchi easy to use, right? I think Jinchi is like way easier.
I wanted to mention something about GN. A lot of people, like, if you're just playing GN, like, just holding the mouse button, like, genuine IQ of 62, it's like, you're not hitting as much, so you're generating less energy, so you need to build more ER, which loses you damage, and I feel like not enough people take that into account.
True.
Like, the less you attack on GN, the more energy you need, so the amount of damage you lose is more than just getting less heavies. You also need more ER.
I mean, that's the case for every character, basically.
Yeah, like...
I feel like GN gets hit by it more than most, though.
Right, because So sorry, go ahead.
No, but like, are we looking at 62 IQ rotations, or are we looking at least at, like, you know, you can hold down a job at McDonald's level?
I mean, at least I'm semi-competent, okay.
So, like, you know, we have to decide, like, how casual are we going for the 1, 2, 3 rotation.
I think we can hold a job at McDonald's, I think.
Yeah, so I think that's not a good argument for, you know, GN.
Yeah, because it's like, if we're making the case that people are playing, like, incredibly badly, then everyone goes in D.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, but this is a comparison, like, you know, if you play decently enough, right? Like, you know, coherent, you know what button to press in what order, you know.
Yeah, we can
actually
consider that.
Just
That's what Python considers.
Put a scope back onto Jinchi for a bit, and I think as the #1 Jinchi hater, I'm the person most poised to make an actual case against her, and so we can put her in A. Which is specifically that in TOA has very consistently had multi-wave content now, and that's like not even getting to Wiwa yet. That's basically the content that she performs the worst in, and watching a lot of casual players play Jinchi, they very often overkill like waves of elites, where like before they get to the boss, they'll use Zhezh's outro, they'll use like Jinchi's ult, they'll use her skill, and then by the time they get to the boss, they have to do all that setup again, and it ends up being that they have a much slower clear time than they would have with a DPS that could have killed that first wave and then continue doing damage when the boss spawned.
I hear y'all saying, I see chat saying like not top S, mid S, mid S. Are we seriously going to compare Jinchi to Encore for casual players? No way. Simply no way.
I'm comparing.
You're deluded.
I do not agree with the Encore placement here, but I'm comparing it her with Jian actually.
Yeah, I think
Jian's
for
a bit
like
fairer, but Encore, no way now.
I would say for like a casual. Go ahead.
Okay, so what rotation are we thinking of Encore? If she's doing 25 seconds rotation, which is a casual rotation, she should not be in the S tier, right?
We're just doing like 1, 2, 3 on her, like just 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, but the casual players are not doing a 16-second Encore rotation. Let's be real here. Right?
Yeah, so let's say you do like 20 seconds for to line up with Echo, typically. 20
seconds is also kind of optimistic, I guess. I don't know actually. Do we ask Chad if they have played Encore and give the input? Because I think Encore is not that easy, right? If you're talking about no swaps, no cancels, nothing at all. Like you are taking 2.8 seconds on Rider alone, which is kind of difficult for
counter argument. Nightmare Rider.
Okay, but then her damage is lower, right?
Just a bit though.
It's not by that much, really.
Yeah, it's not that much.
But
I mean, well, okay, Nightmare Rider brings more issues than just damage, though.
I feel like it just makes it so much easier. There's little damage cost, to be honest.
Because that's also a swap, right? And if you are late for a Nightmare Rider swap, you are in the air, which is not very good.
You can just do Nightmare Rider at the end of your rotation. There's nothing preventing you from that.
Oh, but no, but Forte. Forte's
better. There's Forte. Yeah, there's Forte. My bad. True. I mean, I guess you just don't need to cast a question mark, but like that's kind of mid.
I like how we've just meandered back to Onko somehow.
Yeah.
No, because we've got now we're getting back into what is
We're going
difficult,
D.
right?
Curse of
Hey,
Meiji
no, I
stream.
don't put her in D.
Curse of Meiji stream.
No, but actually, Kem is making a very good point. Here. Because like the casual rotation will not be 16 seconds, it will be closer to 25 seconds. And with a 25-second rotation, you have a lot of downtime on both Sanhua and Encore, where you're basically like, missing out on DPS. Even though like the DPR is the same as with the 16-second rotation, you're missing a lot of damage. So it might be fair to move Encore maybe down to like below Havoc Rover, I guess, but still keep her in S tier.
Agreed.
Jinshi's definitely S tier to me though. Like
Yeah,
there's
Jinshi stays.
She's 100% S tier.
Are we considering Jinshi to also do one nuke every 12 seconds? Because that's an important detail,
Yeah, no,
right?
that's not included. It's not going to be every 12 seconds for a casual. But still, it's
So we are also doing one nuke every 25 seconds on Jinshi, right? It's
25 seconds. But
Yeah, but that is the 1, 2, 3 rotation. Like if you get your Jinshi's Ultra bonus and then you go into the healer, right? Like how what is the Jinshi rotation we are considering for the casuals that puts her above, I don't know, Jian or something?
Yeah, I think for casuals, like unironically, the only thing that would put GNC above Jian for casuals is the fact that her hitboxes were so much better than Jian's heavy attack. So that you can just, like spam the button and make sure you hit whatever you want to hit. Whereas with Jian, you do need some positioning. Like it's a huge AoE on Jian, but it's still a melee attack, all things considered. Whereas with Jinsi, even though it's like considered melee, the dragon just like hits all across the screen. Like she has very good range, very good hitboxes. But as far as damage goes, for a casual 1, 2, 3 rotation, I think she does go below Jian.
I mean, I can see it. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, like in terms of like let's say a single target, because most of the TOA will be against single target, right? So
yeah, I mean, either way, for a comparison against Jian, that doesn't really matter. Like Jian and Jinchi both have insane AOE.
I'll just put them next to each other.
Yeah,
and we'll call it a day.
Chang Li, I feel like if we're talking about casuals, I cannot see this character making it even above Yang Yang.
Yeah. So okay, imagine someone who just on fields her entire combo. Okay. Maybe one swap in there.
Here's the thing about Changli. A few weeks ago, I was talking to a casual player about Encore teams.
Okay.
And
Hello?
Hi. I think you cut out there.
Well, okay, that's it for Chun-Li, guys. What's that, Cam? Z tier?
That's what you get for talking to casuals.
I'm back. Okay.
Oh my
everyone,
god.
Okay.
Chat is on. Chat knows what they're cooking. Okay.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah. I was talking to someone about Encore teams, and they specifically mentioned Changli Encore, and I told them that they have Sanhua for free anyway, so they might as well just play Encore with her, because it's first of all easier and just better anyway.
Literally
because of how annoying Encore swap windows are. But the counterpoint that they made was just that it's like I just like doing random swap bullshit, and it's clearing very comfortably for me, so I don't see why I would do something else when I'm already having fun with this. And if
this is a casual tier,
if playing Chun-Li badly with another competent character is still good enough to clear, I think that's enough to at least put her in A tier.
Yeah, I think the fact that she has a lot of personal damage, and the fact that even as a casual, just staying on her for the full rotation, you will output enough damage to make her at least A tier in my opinion. And the fact that she has huge hitboxes and really good tracking on her moves, similar to Jinsi, you don't have to be really good at positioning your character or aiming your hits. That's why I think Jinsi, Carlota, and Changli, that's their biggest strengths for casuals, It's just the fact that you can literally not look at the screen, just press the buttons, and you're gonna hit the enemy.
Yeah, Changli really has a huge pair of hitboxes, the same